Testing, testing. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I thought I'd just quickly jump on. It's been a while since I made some content. And the last video I posted was probably September, October. So it's been quite a long time now. And I guess a lot has happened. A lot hasn't happened since then. But you know what? We're still here. We're still healthy. We're thriving. We're alive. So I just want to thank God for getting me through last year. Getting me through, not just through, but preparing me. You know, it really stripped me away of a lot of things last year. And I believe that was to build me back up this year. And yeah, not gonna lie, you know, there was a phase where, you know, you start second guessing what you're doing, start doubting in your ability. And that was me. You know, that was me. You get a little bit of that imposter syndrome. And I think it's probably because of the whole tall poppy syndrome here in Australia. You know, a lot of people, not necessarily were trying to bring me down or had any ill intentions, but I don't know, in the back of your mind, you just think, do I really want to do this? You know, do I really want to do this for people? But then I think about it, I'm like, no, this is for you. And if this can help anyone, great. So yeah, just gone for a bit of a brisk walk. And I was having a chat with a friend who I went to high school with. So it's crazy how things came back full circle because we hadn't been in contact or communication since high school. So yeah, had no idea where our paths would lead. And funny enough, jumped on the phone with him before. Shout out Steph. And I could see he's been working. He's been putting in the work. He's been doing some big things, and it's inspiring to see how far he's come. And he gave me some word of advice, gave me some pointers, and yeah, I guess that leads me to this video, which is why I decided to just hit record and walk and talk. You know, this could be the new format where I just do this. Should I call it walk and talk? It's not a bad name. Not a bad name at all. Walk and talk. And yeah, I guess there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things to say, but it's very hard to articulate exactly what I want to say on this video. But I guess, you know, part of the reason why I put a pause on content was just because it was taking up a lot of time. You know, doing all the edits, hitting record and not knowing what to say, and fumbling and stumbling, mumbling words here and there. You get into this cycle of just trying to be perfect, right? And it then becomes paralysis by analysis. And then you end up not taking any action. Or you end up masking it with being busy with other things. You try to convince yourself, oh, I need to do this first before I hit record. I need to complete this first, or I need to make sure this is all good before I sit down and make content. And that was me, you know, for the last 3 months of 2025. You know, I was on a tear, on a spree with content, probably from like June to about September. So a good 4 or 5 months, I was just making videos every single day. Then it got to a point where it was like, what am I actually doing here? What am I actually talking about? Who am I talking to? So yeah, I've been on this journey, I guess, of just trying to figure out, you know, who I am, what I'm about, and I guess what the point of all this is. And yeah, my boy Steph reminded me of, you know, who I was back in school. Who the fuck Royce Castillo is. I mean, I know for some of you this will probably resonate, where you know you just know you're different. You know you're built different. You know you've got something great to offer the world. But along the way, life punches you in the face and your whole perspective changes. The way you see things, the way you used to interpret things, context shapeshifts right in front of you. And then you just don't know what to believe anymore. But deep down, I guess what makes us unique is within the soul, the spirit, the personality. At the end of the day, you know, we've all got limbs, we've got arms, legs, eyes, nose, mouth, ears. You know, we've all got the same stuff biologically. But essentially what makes us different. Looks like storage got a bit full there, so I had to delete a few things off the phone. Yeah, anyways, what I was getting at was, you know, when you're younger, you know that, you know, you're full of energy, you're full of life, and people are just gravitated towards you. They're attracted to that. And yeah, along the way, life hits you with all these challenges, these major setbacks, and then it throws you off. You know, it throws you off, and you just think, fuck, I'll just throw in the towel. What's the point of all this? I'll just be normal, be average. I'll just be low key, stay under the radar, and that's it. But then, every now and then, God will remind you of why you're here in the first place, why He chose you out of 40 million billion sperm to be here on this planet, in this physical vessel. And then you realize, okay, I'm different. There's something I have that I can offer, that I can, you know, leave a mark here. Everyone's got their place. But if you feel deep down within that you're meant to do something greater than what you're doing now, then do it. You know, this past year, took a risk on myself in trying to do this whole online thing, trying to build something online. The dream of, you know, financial freedom, time freedom, money freedom, living life on my own terms, escaping the matrix, you know, that dream is still well alive within. And in my mind, it seemed simple, but shit ain't easy. It's not easy at all. But you know what? We're still here. I've still got eyes to see, ears to hear, a nose to smell, and a mouth to speak. So I'm here now, recording this. Maybe it might help someone, maybe it won't, but at least it's there, it's out there. I can go to bed knowing I've done my part for today. And yeah, I think I'm going to change up the content a little bit. I'm going to just keep it raw. Keep it simple. None of that crazy edit bullshit. Just slap the camera on and just hit record and just start spitting, whatever comes to mind. I think that's the best way to do content these days. I think that's what resonates the most with a lot of people today. That's what I know. That's what I resonate with most. I'm starting to see a lot of guys starting to do this whole personal branding stuff, right? And a lot of it is guys that I guess have already... All right, looks like storage ran out again. Had to delete some apps. So yeah, anyways, as I was saying, there's a lot of guys who were sort of low key, started businesses and became successful, and now they're all jumping on the camera, in front of the camera and recording content, and they're just blowing up because they're just being raw, they're just sharing their experience, they're being authentic, being genuine, and a lot of people are resonating with that. They've got the underdog story, came from nothing to something, and people are just loving it. I know I'm loving it. So yeah, I figured, you know what? While we're going through it, while we're in the trenches, let's just document the journey. Let's just, let's show people that shit is going to be hard. Shit is going to be hard. But if we just keep showing up every single day, no matter what the circumstances is, eventually, if you throw enough mud at the wall, something's going to stick. So yeah, I guess that sort of wraps up my thoughts for today. We've hit almost 12,000 steps now. Had a pretty good chat with my mate, and it's going to be the first of many. I think we'll be in contact for a very long time from here on. So yeah, glad I could hear from him, and yeah, it'd be good to catch up with you soon, bro, if you're watching this. Anyways, I am now. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.